Hi. So we'll talk about blend mode. Normally, blend mode works with the layers in terms of the difference in opacity. So if I go in here, this is a robot layer, and you can see how it impacts that layer. So you have the four major areas that you need to think about is the darkening, the lightening, overlay, and differences. So these are the main areas that it works with. So if I take off the adjustment layer of black and white and do it with this, so you can see how it is working. And you have to explore what effects you want, and remember that it is based on the layer itself. Unlike the adjustment layer, which impacts all the other layers below it. So you can try and look at the blend mode, and you can see the difference between the pixels. And again, it gets rid of what do you call the sometimes when you do screen, it gets rid of all the black. And here you can see the black, and then when you go to screen, it is getting rid of all the black. So you have to look at what is working. Hard light, it works with a luminosity value light. So you can try these effects that you want to explore. Now with adjustment layer, it comes with this small icon here, and then it gives you different types of adjustment layer. For example, this is a black and white adjustment layer that I selected and turned the whole thing into black and white. Whatever is below it, it impacts that. So say I want to add another adjustment layer. I can go to hue and hue and saturation. So this comes here, and you can see that it impacts how things are working in terms of the layer below it. Hue and saturation actually shows you in terms of hue is means the color. So how it works with the color and is impacting the layers below it. Saturation is the intensity, and black and white is the contrast of the value, the tonal value. And saturation is the intensity. So you can go back to black and white. You can also turn this into dark, very light. And you can see the difference when you're full intensity, how it looks. So please explore these differences, and you can always undo. And there are different areas that you can look into. For example, I can go into curve, and it is impacting all the layers below it. So you can see how it changes in terms of what you're doing. The reason they created adjustment layer is because it's non-destructive. I can do the same thing. I can do the same thing from image adjustment, and I can do the same thing. So I can go to curve and do the same thing, but it is impacting just the layer, that layer below it, or the layer that I've selected. It's not impacting the overall work of it. So when you're in particular layer and you want to work with particular layer, you need to think about whether you want all the layers or just that particular layer. And you can do the adjustment right there. I can go to adjustment or press Command U, and I can do the same thing to that particular layer. But once you do that, you change the whole layer itself. The advantage of adjustment layer is you can just delete the layer. For example, I can go in and go to hue and saturation, and I can change the whole thing and it is impacting my whole work. But then I can go in and delete that layer itself, and it goes back to what it was before. So this is the difference between adjustment layer. So all the things that you see in image and adjustment, let me get rid of this. All that you see over here, so you see vibrance, or you see tonality. Now it is doing just on one layer, but everything that you see there, you can do it right from the adjustment panel. So I can go and posterize it. Now if I want to posterize the whole thing, I can go in here and I can go to posterize, and now I can go and see the posterization for all my layers. Hope that helps. We'll also talk about effects and filters. So hope this helps, and like I said, you can always undo. Thank you.